Hello. I have no stunts, just get that out of the way. I'm Kelly, and I am the Strategy and Development Director in an international design agency here in Derby called Catapult, and I also coach and collaborate, and I'm an artist, and I do all sorts of other stuff, so you can check that out, if you should so wish, at kellyherrick.com. I'm just really stoked to be here without any stunts to talk to you about something that's very close to my heart, and something that's actually kind of wormed its way into my brain quite a lot over the last few days. Is this definitely on timer now? I don't want to take extra time.
It's all right.
There
Definitely.
we go. So yeah, I am creative before I am reactive. It's a mantra that I'm really trying to think about every day of my life and how I'm living in certain situations. I know for a fact that this is the only way all of us are going to die happy individuals, if we absolutely know that we have created the life experience that we want for ourselves when we leave this planet. So being creative, we've been creative since the year dot, since before we were in the caves, really. And creation is our way of understanding the world. It's our way of putting our mark on the world and creating an environment that suits us. And it's an absolute hallmark of our species. We were painting in the caves 30,000 years before we planted one seed, apparently. So you can tell that, it's more important than food. And when I talk about creation, I do mean fantastic creative work, hence why I'm at Mainframe, but I also mean creating the situations, the relationships, and the life that we all want to create. In fact, when I think about creation, I think about us changing our environment and our circumstance to better ourselves or to benefit ourselves. Reaction, on the other hand, is almost unthinking. It's instinctual, it's an urge, it's a very, very externally driven thing. We don't think about the reactions. We've kind of been pre-programmed and we've learned lots of behaviours over time. It's very much an external source. It's not about us being our authentic self. It's us reacting how we should react to the world. Whereas this, when we're in creation, it does lead us to our happy place. When we step into creation, it is very much an internally sourced feeling. It is our absolute recognition of our authentic self. So it's not an external thing. And it does make us feel joy and flow and happiness. And okay, I do get that a reaction can also be positive. The reaction of the stunt, for example, is very positive, but it's all about intention. So it's absolutely really vital for all of us to think about the intention with which we create or react. We could paint a picture, we could paint a love heart, we could paint a stop sign, and it's all about the intention that we have in order to create. Being in creation also makes you masters of your own destiny. So this is all about taking absolute responsibility for what you create and put out into the world, whether that's your creative work or whether that's creating the life and the situations you're in. And it's about stopping being a victim and a martyr and letting life do things to you. And it's about being the freedom to be more you. You need to keep an eye as well on creating what you absolutely intend to create, the end prize. So this lady, she's probably intending to feed her family. She doesn't care if she makes pizza, if she makes chapatis, but she's open-minded, probably, I'm assuming, to how she gets there. So intention really is about feeding her family. And I challenge all of you at this point to get bored sometimes, because reaction, from my point of view, and has been studied, is very much a reaction to overwhelm. Think about social media, think about busy lives. When you get bored, your brain goes into seeking mode, and when it's in seeking mode, it creates oodles and oodles of brilliant ideas. And we create what we create because we are unique. All of us, each and every one of us, has an authentic self hidden deep away somewhere, and we create things because it's our values and it's a reflection of our values in the world. When we react, it's a reflection of everybody else's assumptions and everybody else's expectations. So they're absolutely, absolutely different. And what I love about being in the mode of creation versus reaction is that reaction is a real quick linear path. It takes you from A to B like that in a heartbeat. No looking around, no joy, no fun. Creation is this. In fact, it might not even be that. There might be no path. It's alternatives, it's flexibility, it's stops and starts, it's collaborations, it's an exploratory adventure. And I know I would prefer to explore life. And to take those steps forwards into creation, you have to be brave. And one of the easiest ways to be brave is to drop those assumptions, those judgments, those shoulds. It's really, really important, because reaction is all about prejudging something, but creation is all about dropping the assumptions, taking those brave steps and moving forward. And we become like magnets in creation. we draw energy and people and situations and opportunities to ourselves that match what we're putting out in the world, and work that matches the work we're putting out. When we're in reaction, we're basically saying, no, prejudged it, not interested. Creation is like this open invite to the universe. Say, hey, come and collaborate. Let's see what we can create. But it's not the same thing as getting entangled in everybody else's crap. So you have to learn how to say no. You have to learn how to have boundaries in your life, because otherwise you go back to reaction and you go back to obligation and reacting out of everybody else's assumptions of what you should be and what you should do. So creativity takes time and space. It also takes fuel, and reaction and creation both take your fuel, your emotional, psychological, physical fuel. Reaction drains your bloody tank. It never puts anything back in. Creation, on the other hand, creation does. It refuels us with flow and joy and happiness and inspiration and connection with other people. It's like a snowball. And I'm sure there's a physicist out there in the universe that will tell me that you can't create a universe-sized snowball. But in my mind, I love the analogy of the snowball, because creation is not finite, it is infinite. Reaction is a finite thing. You react, you finish, you react, you finish. Creation just rolls and rolls and rolls, so make the biggest snowball out of your lives that you can. And I am absolutely not advocating that we turn into a room full of egomaniacs. But I totally and truly believe that the only way that we can be of service to other people in our lives, to the people that care and that matter in our community and our world, is to be really happy and centred in the fact that we're creating the lives and the work that we want to create. So we absolutely have to put ourselves first. And sometimes we have to let go. And this can be really, really hard, but sometimes holding on to it is even harder. You know, you let go of the hard stuff and it suddenly becomes easy and light. Do you know that Walt Disney was fired from being a reporter because he didn't have enough imagination? I can't imagine that, because I have no imagination, clearly. But he let go of that idea, and look what happened. You know, creation speaks to the rebel in all of us. That's why I put up the little slide. But it's about really finding the freedom to be us and saying no to the man. When you're in reaction, you're kind of going with the herd and you're doing what's expected. Stepping into creation is no. It's I'm going to do it my way. This is how I want to live my life. So although it's a massive challenge to do this and be in creation, not reaction, and I practice it every day, it is absolutely worth it, because it's the only way that we are all going to move forward towards this vision and this dream life that we all want to live. So I would call out to the room now and say, I urge everybody to be in creation mode rather than reaction. Thank you.
Well, fabulous.